Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And it's been 3 years, but Wargaming are bringing back their mission marathon, which will be starting tomorrow, which will be your opportunity to be able to get the new highest damage per minute tank in the game. It is the Grom, a tier 8 premium Polish tank destroyer, arguably completely for free. However, today is my 37th birthday and I'm going to be doing what I absolutely love to do, and that is make Excel spreadsheets to be able to show you exactly how much time getting something for free will actually cost you. So if you watched my full tank review of the Grom yesterday, including some Ace Tanker gameplay of me staring into rocks apparently, and you like the look of the vehicle, then please use this presentation of how long it will actually take you to get through the Grom. And also, if you're a very good player, I can target some stages for you to save some time. So firstly, as it's been 3 years since we had the last mission marathon, let me update you what exactly it is all about. There are 10 stages for you to complete that progressively get harder and harder and harder, so much so that the final stage nearly takes you 20 times as long as the first stage. And for every stage that you complete, you can get a 10% discount off the purchase price of the premium tank in question. Meaning that if you get all 10 stages done, then you will be rewarded with the Grom, this time with no Brothers in Arms crew as a 0 skill, completely for free. This means that if you have a lot of time over the next 11 days, this is a fantastic opportunity for a free-to-play player to bag a free tank, or alternatively, for you to invest some time, try and complete maybe one, well, at least one, hopefully one, 5 to 7 stages, and then be able to pick up this tank for more like $20. So when you're grinding through these 10 different stages, you have 2 possible opportunities. One, you can do what Wargaming calls their mission for mastery, which can only be performed in tier 9 and tier 10 tanks and requires you to do exceptional things like be top on your team by damage or get a high caliber medal. Or alternatively, you can do mission for commitment, which is basically to grind base experience. So for example, let's say stage 5, you have to grind 30,000 base experience. This doesn't include premium account, and it can only be in tier 6 and higher vehicles. So don't think you can get in the Churchill 3 and grind through it. Also, I would like to add that unless you finish in the top 10 of your team via base experience, your experience total does not get added in towards the grind. So screw you if you have a bad game, I guess. But realistically, what this is to try and reward people for playing well and to stop bots from being able to grind during the mission marathon. So the rewards that you will be able to get haven't quite been released yet on an article, but luckily Wargaming have given them to me in advance. And in total, I break down all of the premium consumables, all of the equipment into their base credit price, and the total is 3 million credits that you will get combined from all of the 10 stages if you break everything down. You will also get yourself 6 days of premium, 9 50% credit boosters, and 9 50% experience boosters. So how long exactly will it take? So now I'm going to talk through the missions for mastery as if you're going to play sweaty in your tier 9 and tier 10 tanks. Which ones should you actually bother to go for, and which ones should you maybe just grind tier 8, tier 9, and tier 6 premium tanks to just get through it with the mission for commitment? Okay, so firstly, stage 1, it requires you to get a high caliber. I'd recommend to do this in tier 10 tanks, and I think it'll take me about 5 games on average to get a high caliber. Because remember, there's going to be a lot of people playing very sweaty tanks. People are going to take their 279Es out. People are going to take their VK7201Ks out. They're going to try their pants off, so you have to be number 1 with regards to the high caliber to be able to get it. I think it's going to take me about 5 games, which is only 1 less than the mission for commitment if you're grinding through at 600 average. So I don't think this is really going to save anyone some time, but you might as well have a go. Just play your tier 10, and if you get it first game, great. And if you don't, well, at least if you're finishing top 10, then you're going to be grinding through that stage 1 anyway. Next up, stage 2, you've got to be top damage twice. I think I can do this roughly 1 in 3 games, so it's going to take me 6 games total. That is way faster than the 10 average at 600 base experience. So I think I'll save myself about a quarter of the time by doing stage 2. But again, it's going to be competitive. For stage 3, the requirements are actually pretty easy, and that is you have to get 850 base experience. So firstly, let me clarify, 850 base experience, unless you get a hero medal on the losing team, basically means that you have to win. I think that I can do that 1 in 2 games roughly. So I think that's only going to take me 6 games to do. That's way better than the 17 that I estimate that it's going to take to grind. So I thoroughly recommend you target stage 3 in tier 9 vehicles and try and win and play your best. And that'll be an easy one to save yourself some time. For stage 4, the requirement is finish on both teams as top of damage, and you have to do at least 3,000 damage. Yeah, I probably can do that like 1 in 4 games, considering that you usually have to win. That's going to take me 16 games in total. That will save a tremendous amount of time. I'm estimating 45% compared to grinding it out, which will actually take me over 3 hours to do, so totally worth doing that. For stage 5, the next requirement is win and do over 4,000 damage 8 times. I think I can do that roughly about 1 in 3 games, maybe 1 in 4 games. That means it's going to take me about 32 battles to do. That's way faster than grinding it out. For stage 6, you must be top on damage 18 times. That is a tall order. I think I can only do that probably 1 in 3 battles, meaning that's going to take me 54 battles to do that. And that's going to take me a lot longer than it would do to just grind out the experience. Would thoroughly recommend skipping stage 6 for your mastery and just go and grind tier 8 and tier 9 premium tanks. For stage 7, however, this one could be quite a stressful one. You could complete stage 7 in just 6 games if you get 6 high calibers in a row. Get your tier 10 tanks out, play as sweaty as you can, and I think that's going to take me about 30 games to do. 1 in 5 games I should be able to get a high caliber, and that will be an opportunity to save a tremendous amount of time, probably about 3 hours compared to how long it would take to grind if you play very well. For stage 8, you must be top damage of both teams and also do 3,500 damage at least 14 times. I think that is very hard. It's going to take me about 56 battles. I think that will take me nearly just as long as it would grinding. So I wouldn't recommend attempting stage 8 with regards to your mastery. For stage 9, you must be top damage 30 times. I mean, even if I do that 1 in 2 battles, that's still going to be 60 games played. It's only going to save a marginal amount of time. And also, you're going to have to try so hard for multiple hours. Would thoroughly recommend to just skip that one, just relax and play whatever you want and just progress. And for the final stage, you must be top of your team on EXP 40 times. Well, even if you do that 1 in 2 battles, that's still going to take you 80 battles to be able to do. That's like a whole day or 2 days of just try hard sweating. I think that's going to take you pretty much as much time as it would do to just grind it out. And so accordingly, I would thoroughly recommend for all of you out there who are very good players, sweat in stage 3, 4, 7 and also possibly 5 to save yourself quite a lot of time. But for all of the other stages, and especially the last 3 and also stage 6, I'd recommend to just relax and get some premium tanks out, get some credit boosters running, and make a huge amount of economy while you're grinding out the Grom. Okay, so now let's talk about how long it will take for the other 90% of players who aren't super sweaty at tier 9 and tier 10 and just want to play their tier 6 to tier 10 tanks, relax and just do the mission for commitment. You know, those hard-working grinders out there. Okay, so to be able to work out how long each one of these stages is going to take, I kind of have to create an average. And for me, I think the average game length, including picking a tank, assigning crew skills now, and getting into the battle after the queue, is roughly about 6 minutes. Next, on my free-to-play account, I average about 600 base experience when you take into account wins and losses. So this means that I'm getting 600 average base experience every 6 minutes. That's about 6,000 experience per hour. And so I can work out how long these stages are going to take me. However, some of you might be thinking, oh, well then why is your time not half an hour and why is it 0.57 of an hour? Because what you need to consider is that sometimes you're not going to finish in the top 10. And so I'm predicting that my ratio of finishing in the top 10 is roughly 1 in 7 games. However, if you're a very, very casual player and you don't regularly finish in the top 10, this ratio might be more like you're finishing in the top 10 only 2 in 3 games, and that significantly increases how long the grind will take you. Accordingly, I think that if I grind on my free-to-play account, this whole mission marathon is going to take me just under 50 hours of playing World of Tanks over 11 days. And that's me, ladies and gents, that's me grinding for 50 hours. So how long will it take for the hyper casuals? Well, if you, for example, average 200 base experience inside World of Tanks, and you finish in the top 10, roughly about half the time, then it's going to take you 21 hours every day. Yeah, I guess if you factor in 2 hours for sleeping and half an hour for, I don't know, spraying some deodorant on you. How long does it take me to spray deodorant on me? Instead of showering for 10 days, then you might be able to get through the mission marathon. Okay, let's bump it up a little bit. 400 base experience. And by the way, if you want to know what your average experience is, you can either look in game or you can go on Wargaming's player profile website to take a look. My average experience on my main account is 1,011. But what you need to take into account is I'm pretty much running a premium account the whole time. So I need to divide that by 3 and times that by 2. And that's what my average experience is, base experience without the premium account. And that's my main. Now, you also need to factor in that if I play my overpowered premium tanks, that base experience is going to be a lot higher. But please work out what your average experience is, base average experience without a premium account, when you're trying to figure out how long this is going to take you. So for all of the players out there who average 400 base experience, I estimate that you guys are finishing top 10 roughly about 2/3 of the time, which means that you're going to have to play 91 games per day, and that means that it's going to take you 9 hours of grinding 11 days in a row if you want to be able to get the Grom for free. Now, let's imagine that you're an incredibly good player, hyper competitive, and you average 800 base experience. That's going to take you 35 games per day. That's still 3.5 hours of grinding World of Tanks every day for an 11-day period. And let's say you skip a day, that means the next day you have to grind for 7 hours to be able to get through it. So please let this be a warning to you that even if you are a 1 in 1,000 player, you are still going to be having to grind for at least 3 to 4 hours every day to be able to get through this mission marathon. And if you're kind of the average player, it's going to be 5 hours every single day if you don't want to have to pay at the end of it. Let me be completely transparent that Wargaming intentionally make it easy for the first few stages compared to what it's like for the final few stages, because what they want you to do is to commit your time, commit your life, get close to the end, and then just be like, oh, well, I've done 7 stages, I might as well just get the wallet out, and what's 20 euros to be able to get a brand new premium tank? And it's a very predatory tactic. But while it's also predatory in a way, I think it's also a very good opportunity for free-to-play players. So I'm kind of happy that Wargaming do this. And I'm also happy that they're bringing it back and not making it a bonus battle pass, because sometimes it's so stressful to try and be able to complete the battle pass and also be able to complete the bonus chapter. To put this into perspective, I've made a table which shows you exactly how much money you're making by actually playing instead of going to the premium shop and paying. So firstly, Wargaming haven't published their full price for the Grom yet. I'm estimating that it's going to be about 60 euros for the total package. And so every stage that you complete saves you 6 euros. So stage 1, it's going to take you half an hour. If you're like me, that's going to be the equivalent of saving 10.5 euros per hour. Bargain. Stage 2, 6. Stage 3, you're making about 3.5 euros per hour. Stage 4, 1.75. Once you reach stage 6, even if you're a great player, you're only saving the equivalent of less than €1 an hour. And for stage 10, you are going to be grinding for 10 hours, making less than 60 cents per hour of you grinding. I'm pretty sure your electricity bill is going to be more expensive than that. So please do take this into account. Next, I'm going to be showing you exactly how hard the Grom challenge is compared to all of the other challenges there have been since the first one that I participated in, the EBR 75. So Wargaming definitely has a routine here. They have a set fashion, and as we can see, things haven't really changed all the way throughout. It's just for some reason they decided after the TS5 to make it incredibly hard for very casual players to be able to grind through this. The Grom is actually slightly easier than it was for the Alt Proto, but only because you have the extra day. This is an 11-day challenge, and if we think about it from an absolute point, it's actually the hardest mission marathon there has been in a long time. It's just that extra day allows you to be able to grind through. And so all in all, do I recommend that you get the Grom? Well, firstly, if you're asking that, you probably didn't watch my tank review from yesterday, so go watch my Grom tank review and you'll find out if the vehicle is any good. After you figured that out, please use the table that I've created to show you exactly how much you are going to have to play every day. And don't attempt this unless you know you're going to have enough time or you're going to have the financial resources at the end to top up that up by the €6, €12, €18, €24, €30 if you've completed 5 stages to make sure that you're actually able to secure the Grom at the end. The absolute worst way that you could approach this mission marathon is to complete the first 5 stages on the first day and be like, I'm going to take a few days off now, and then suddenly realize that it's incredibly hard to be able to finish the final stages. To put this into perspective, the final 3 stages, 8, 9, and 10, take just as long as the first 7 stages took. And so accordingly, if you're planning on completing it and you're going to do the missions for commitment, once you've completed stage 7, you're halfway through. So you better be doing that after the first 5 or 6 days max of the mission marathon. Next, I'd like to highlight that October is an important time of the year for a lot of people going back to school, starting university, or just having to work really hard at your job to get ready for that Christmas period. If that's you, then really consider whether it's worth spending 3 to 6 or more hours per day grinding inside a video game to get another premium tank, of which you probably already have many on your account. It is just pixels inside a video game. I'm 99% sure that the Grom is going to be sold at a future date. And while this is realistically your only chance to be able to get the tank for free, don't let that time-gated peer pressure you into spending more time playing a video game that you might want. And I know a lot of people who participate in these challenges, after they finish it, they feel a little bit sick just looking at the tank, thinking how much they had to play World of Tanks over the last 11 days. And also, when you consider that Wargaming give you 3 days of premium towards the latter part, a lot of people might not want to actually use that premium time anymore and burn out playing World of Tanks. So be careful. QuickyBaby has gone and done the hard work, at least with regards to how much hard work you're going to do, so that you don't have to. Anyway, I really hope that this video was useful for you and you appreciate the effort that I've gone to. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. And if you've got any friends who are thinking of participating in this, then let them know just how long it might take them. And let me know in the comments down below, are you planning on trying to get the Grom, and how many stages are you going to try and do? And as always, thank you so much for sticking with me into the 37th year of my life. I've got lots more in the tank. Hopefully there'll be a few more opportunities to make a few Excel spreadsheets along the way. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.